Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 2 of the 2023 Preserve Championship powered by Prodigy Disc. 10th stop on the Pro Tour. Man, halfway, more than halfway, because math.
We did it.
Which we're good at.
We've made it. Honk.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese. Thanks to all the people out in the field honking at us all day.
Yeah,
really.
You know, when the honks start coming, they really don't stop coming.
They don't. It just... God. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, Kristin Tattar hitting the ground running here. Catrina Allen started the day with a 4-stroke lead. Kristin 5 down through the front 9, bogey free. Catrina slower start, but still in the lead by 1. So Ella Hansen slower start as well in a tie for 3rd. Rebecca Cox having some putting woes, dropping down the leaderboard. We'll see if she can clean it up.
Generally, people shooting hotter though today, which is surprising because the wind was more unpredictable, very noticeable on hole 10, this 1,000-foot par 5. During my cards play, we had a screaming tailwind and then a switch to a complete headwind. So who knows what's going to happen on this one. There's some out of bounds on the right you have to worry about. This creek on the left side is out of bounds. It comes into play on players' second shots and sometimes their third as well. This is very birdieable, even though being 1,000 feet. It's pretty flat, and most of the day we did have a nice friendly tailwind. Not a lot of trouble to get in on the tee shot. Here is where you're going to see huge distance.
Do you know what Ella's got in her hand?
The roller disc. Wait,
Do you know what it is? Oh. No pressure.
I forget what it's called.
Active Premium Genius.
And look how genius that is.
Activate. Always fun to see rollers. Catrina's got one lined up too. This is her Pro Line Swirl Sail.
It's funny that a roller disc is called a sail.
Wow, flippy disc. Catrina put that on a lot of angle, but it flips all the way up and gets the full roll. Can't really call it a full flight. Kristin just going to do the normal in the air thing with an orbit grace.
Getting huge distance, even though it was no more than 8 feet above the ground the entire way.
Yeah, it's like a Calvin line.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca also throwing orbit grace.
A lot more hyzer angle. I like this play though. I feel like the left side is much friendlier for the rest of the hole, especially if your play is to go across the creek on your second shot, which after watching people do that today, I really like that play.
Yeah, you do have to get pretty far off the tee to do that comfortably.
Yep, you have to get really far.
But it's a really cool play. It makes the rest of the hole very easy.
Rebecca adhering to that play. It kind of allows you to just turn your brain off a little bit, not have to worry about OB anymore. Now you're just trying to get to the bullseye.
Mm-hmm.
This right side is a little trickier. That cart path on the right is out of bounds.
Not trickier if you throw a sidearm.
That's true. This really dumbs down the shot.
I think it's smart.
And that will be great. She'll be around 300 feet to the basket, maybe a little bit less than that.
Ella went across yesterday on the second, looking like she's lining that up again. So much height. And Ella and Paige both got so far that they were nearly into circle 2 yesterday. Ella a little bit shorter, but should be a pretty routine chip shot to the green for birdie.
Catrina's roller was massive.
Mm-hmm.
Look how close she is to that corner tree. That is unreal. Still playing pretty safe on her second shot, not trying to bite off too much. I guess there is really no reason to.
Yeah, great shot.
Okay. Right around 300, 280, 300 feet. Got to go over those bushes on the right side, which are out of bounds, and then come in softly to the green.
Yeah, that's probably the most common mistake there, to end up on that hillside. Still putting, though, for birdie. Versus being on this left side of the creek, you got a lot more options with your angles. Yes, Rebecca.
So good. Wow, she's so close.
Yeah. Right, and like she took off a ton. Whoa.
Oh. Some grip lock.
Swing in.
It sure does.
Yeah, it's fine.
Really trusting that overstable disc.
Yeah, Catrina probably could have been in that nearly circle 2 range if she really wanted to push the issue on that second shot. Ella way up here. Nice soft hyzer line. Bullseye, baby.
Such a perfect little landing. For a while, Ella struggled with her approach shots blasting by the basket. It's so cool to see her learn how to land that disc super softly right next to the pin.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Second turkey of the round. Nope. That's not true at all. It's just a birdie by itself.
And we still like it.
We still like it.
And a big old birdie grin. 24% of the field getting a birdie on this one, with 50% of the field getting at least a circle 2.
Nice. Guess what that actually is? Rebecca getting some more green on the scorecard. First star frame, right? Of the tournament?
Yep.
$25 donation to Edge.
Yay, kids, disc golf. Katrina Allen still with that 1-stroke lead. Holland Hanley still holding on strong from third card. Missy Gannon from chase card in those top 4 positions.
Hole 11. Not actually a true island because you can lay up short, but you really don't see anyone do that. You're throwing over the water here. They move the pin closer to this wall, so you don't really want to blast past it because then you have a scary putt coming back. It's just normal out of bounds rules, no drop zone or anything like that. You see, I'd say mostly fairway driver. Some of these ladies likely going to be throwing lower speed, mids, or even putters. Ella going C-line P2, so a putter. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, I love this floaty shot, but
still blast past it.
Wow.
Pass it with a putter.
Yeah, that looked like
it's like a 300-foot putter hyzer shot.
It looked like a fast mid the way it came in.
A lot of common plays is this right side play that Catrina is doing. It does kind of bring these trees into play, but it just feels safer than carrying the water, and there's a little bit of an extra landing zone down there if you pull the shot just a little bit.
I feel like it makes the putt a little bit more deathy, though. That's the only reason I don't like it, because if you hyzer out on the putt, you could, I don't know, find it.
Right.
Kristin really knows up, but the slow speed disc is handling it well.
Yeah, it's a pure. So at first I thought it was too hyzered out of her hand, but it's just really good trust, actually.
She's got the putter finesse shots as well.
Rebecca, the only one to go mid-range here. Fusion Evidence. Very flippy mid.
I like this play.
Love it. Love it.
Just barely over the wall.
Hits the base.
I like the linear play. It's
ooh, yes.
Fun to throw, fun to watch.
Fun to follow the flight.
Yes. Right, under the wind, over the hill, into the bullseye.
Rebecca gaining some momentum here. Okay, this is for our 4 in a row special birdie. Dang it. I just want it too bad.
There's still time. Although this back 9 is rough.
For those of you who are confused whenever a player gets 4 birdies in a row, like Catrina could do right here, we like to give that the name of a regional bird.
A special regional bird.
Special regional bird. Not just any old regional bird. Nice putt.
Wow. That mental game is looking pretty strong.
Yeah, let's chart it. Get some stats on that mental game. Rebecca, no. Ella, no. Oh, man.
What is it about this basket? I watched this a couple times today and experienced it myself. They put bleachers in on this hole, so we do have a lot of eyes here. You can hear the cheers. The crowd was lovely. Minnesotans are the best. But maybe a little nervy here.
Yeah.
We just want everyone to see us do good. We want to make them happy.
Yeah. Dang.
Another lead change with the new tie again. Kristin Tattar 7 down.
Yeah.
Through 11.
That's pretty dang good.
Hole 12, 650 feet. Even though the fairway does take a sharp left at the end of the flight, you don't want to hyzer out too soon. You need to push a little straighter over this sand area and ideally get somewhere in here. Your second shot goes through that little line of trees over this little berm, and the basket's perched on a stump. It's very low ceiling though, so it's a super linear shot, but you do have to carry that berm in order to give yourself a putt. It's very technical, but very birdieable by everybody. I love this hole.
I like it a lot too. It is very hard.
It is hard.
Fair. Which is great. That's a great shot. Love the straight play from Kristin. I think it's easy to get a little too greedy and get into that gap. Too much hyzer at the end of the flight.
Yep. And if you're early left, it's so hard to recover.
Yeah, we saw Ella hit very early left, and it took her 2 pitch outs to get out. Catrina, far enough.
She might have like a forehand.
Maybe. It'll be really tough to get to the pin from there, I think, though.
That's a more normal play, although Rebecca looks like she might have had some tee pad issues. It's fine. Pushing straight or even right is okay. It does make it more difficult to get to the basket, but your angle's right. Yeah.
See if Ella can correct after yesterday. Definitely gets it pushing a little bit straighter and farther and gets most of the way around the corner, similar to Katrina's line.
I want to be like, Ella, just throw it straight. Rebecca with a nice straight shot, missed both of those early trees, gets over the berm, but hyzers out left, and that is a pretty normal spot to land on your second shot.
Yeah, nice.
37% of the field getting to circle 2 and only 4 competitors getting to circle 1.
All right, Catrina has this left side gap, and she's just trying to play for par, it looks like. Gets on the short side of this little berm.
Looked like a tough gap. Kristin is comfortable enough to pull out the sidearm here.
Oh, wide sidearm. I kind of thought she was lining the inside gap. And I'm not sure if she got caught up on those trees, but it looks like she'll have a putt.
She crested the berm. Ella does have a sidearm here. We know how good she is at these little standstills.
All right.
Yep.
She's on the dance floor.
That is great.
Katrina bringing out the sidearm, going left side, little hyzer, a little bit of a skip, and about 18 feet left. Rebecca just laying up. It's actually smart. If you blast past the basket and then have to contend with that bush, it's kind of an oddly difficult situation.
Yeah, especially if you're in like the 10-foot range. Like it can be
It's in the
very
way.
difficult. Oh my gosh, I thought she grabbed another one.
Me too. And she's going to be like maybe right in that bush.
Oh, just a little bit low. Fortunately, no birdies on our lead card today. Kat Murch, Holland Hanley, Juliana Corver, and Valerie Mandujano all getting birdie threes. This one's just so gratifying to get.
It is. Katrina's scorecard looking very clean through this middle stretch. Kristin chucking her par in there. And a par frame on this one is solid. So close.
Here's where we turn the corner and we start having to deal with a difference in wind direction.
One of the great things about the feedback is that it's for all skill levels. I'm really excited about this new disc in my lineup. Go check it out at prodigydisc.com.
Hole 13, par 3, 348 feet. Really dead straight shot. It kind of goes downhill a little bit, but then crests a little bit back up. No out of bounds. Early right is the worst mistake you can make. The best mistake would be kind of pushing straight and then hyzering out to the left. The pin is perched right before the Mississippi River, and sometimes the upshots get a little squirrely. You want to control your speed. We saw a few people kind of skip deep of the basket towards the old Mississippi.
Even just a little bit past the basket, and for some reason these discs just pick up and roll.
That was a carbon copy of yesterday.
And that's such a hard shot. This is another sneaky par 3 that is right there in front of you. You think, I should get inside the circle, but the angle is just a little pinched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you, again, can't work that right side. Very common theme out here at the preserve. And also a great line from Catrina.
Catrina looking like, she just kind of threw like a hyzer flip. It got like a little bit of turn, and that is not a normal play here, because a lot of times,
I love that play.
Me too, but it's definitely not common, and especially we have a headwind generally on this.
So. It was a stronger headwind today for sure.
Yeah, that's a touchy, impressive shot.
That was the Cole Redalin Tour Series pipeline.
Whoa, Rebecca just blasting through the green.
Yeah.
So much power. 345. She's off the back.
It was a VIP bear, too, so that's a fairway driver. She just crushed it. Oh, and Kristin threw at Orbit St. Pro for her park job.
Ooh, this is so nice.
MD1. She's going mid-range.
I love that play. If I could throw a mid 340, I would.
Yeah.
This is a perfect hole for a mid-range.
Rebecca kind of at the beach here. Solid run. Sit down. You
come
sit down.
on.
It's fine. It's fine. I think 1 foot outside the bullseye is like my nerviest range, though. Because
everyone's.
It's like, you have to make it. You have to make it.
Ella not quite committing that one all the way. She had a bunch of rollaways on this hole yesterday, and I think she was kind of okay with just a tap in par here.
Yeah. Stress-free par is fine.
Wow.
But not for Catrina. Great birdie. Like, 1 more foot back, and this wouldn't be a stressful putt. Something about seeing that tassel right there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So many chains. It takes some mental fortitude, though, to send a putt still on this basket with that wind when you're having some putting issues. Like, props, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at that flag. Definitely a strong headwind. Still tied up at the top. Here's our leaders with the slow-mo fist bump. Kristin 8 down, hunting that course record.
And we're clocking around. Everything from this point forward is pretty much a headwind. Sometimes it's a little more guarded. Hole 14 is just under 700 feet. This gully is very rough and not out of bounds, so you have to play from there if you find it. The right side is wooded but not out of bounds. You can find the Mississippi if you really yank one through, but generally the only OB you're worrying about is that left side cart path. It's a very difficult hole to get, even though at 700 feet you think, oh, just 350-foot shots, no big deal. But it's uphill and for whatever reason just stretches onto infinity and can get really tough to reach.
It is a big deal. Not a lot of birdies on this one.
No.
Kristin going Orbit St. Pro, so just a fairway driver, nice and straight, not trying to get too crazy.
Only 2 birdies on this hole yesterday. Paige Shue and Catrina Allen both got it. This tee shot, although downhill looking, doesn't play downhill because of how small the gap is. Trying to navigate between those trees on the right and the OB line on the left with a hyzer angle coming in. Catrina throws a really great straight shot that finishes nice and soft.
Yeah, that was her pro line hurricane. Ella going big with her swirly S-line cloudbreaker. Too much turn on this, though. It does keep going for a little bit, but she's going to be caught up on that right side woods line.
I like that idea. Even though she could have nothing, I really like the play there.
I like going right side because if you hit the trees, at least you're in bounds.
But I like the turnover.
Yeah, for sure. It's like if you overturn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rebecca with a similar play here. She's going VIP bear again. And a little tougher where she landed than where Ella landed. That corner's a little rough. Maybe a lot rough.
Oof. With the pitch out here, it's going to be tough. Rebecca does have a really good distance, though. She could probably still save the par. What a nice little forehand roller out.
Look at that heat wave happening.
It was very hot out there today. Sweaty.
Rebecca looking to save the par, trying to go big here. Good commitment, a little bit of turn. Sit down.
Oof.
So she's pin high, but pretty well outside the circle.
This basket is perched on a very steep hill, so any missed putts could very easily roll away, and there's an OB line at the bottom of that hill. Oh, no, there's not. They removed it this year.
Oh, there's not?
No.
Wow. Oh, my God. That's something I should know.
Yeah.
Ella with a great upshot out of the woods. So it's just the OB line that keeps going straight. Yep. Oh, that's a good change.
That is a great change. Those branches on the right side really do sneak out as you get closer to the basket. You can see Kristin throwing more of a straight shot and keeping it low instead of working that hyzer angle in. You can so easily catch those and roll down that little hill to the right.
Yeah, that didn't look like a super aggressive shot from Kristin, whereas this looks aggressive.
It does.
Catrina gonna fade out and challenge that OB line and finds herself out with quite a challenging putt coming back.
And a spectator.
So should we get those and put geese on them as merch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the flock cool.
The umbrella hats. Ella just conceding the bogey maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a misfire. Kristin not trying to do anything crazy. That hill can make for comeback putts to be very difficult.
Yeah, par's great here.
Ella with a soft little bid. This played as the second most difficult hole of the day. There was one birdie, Haley King with the 3.
Dang, Rebecca is sending it. Gonna have a comebacker.
I mean, I just really admire continuing to send it.
Yeah. You know, when you fall off your horse, you know what you gotta do.
Get back on.
Yep. Check out this Jomez. Katrina, what a big part. Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
par
save. Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
Huge.
Man.
Keeps her in the tie for the
From
lead.
out of bounds, too. Like, whew, that is a clutch moment.
Yeah, she has to be the only person who has an out of bounds par on this hole.
Yeah.
Come on. Dang, Rebecca traveled way down that hill, comes up just a bit short on the putt.
A nice clean par from Kristin. Ella going to have to settle for bogey with some scrambling. 65% of the field taking a bogey or worse, only 33% par. Oof.
Yeah, a lot
Rough.
tougher with moving the tee pad back this year. Still tied up the top. Ella dropping down to 6th. Rebecca in 13th. Cap Merch showing up on the leaderboard 5 down.
Scoring where everyone else is having a hard time.
Hole 15, a new beautiful tee pad. You gotta get through this tunnel. There's a mandatory on the right. And then the second shot is enormous to get there for birdie. One tree in the way, a little bit of trouble on the green. It is on a slope. There's some rollaways. There's some trees in the way on the approach. First things first, just hit the gap. We were thinking that sidearm was going to be the best play to get a birdie, but we watched Ella go backhand and birdie it yesterday. Holland Hanley, the only other birdie on the day. Kristin through the gap and a little shorter than you'd like to be. You want to crest that hill and get into the flat section.
And that's a pretty normal, I don't want to call it a mistake because this gap is really far from the tee pad. We're throwing distance drivers here to get over this berm, and it's very easy to find yourself on the side of the berm. Katrina throws a great shot. It's that hot shot is very difficult to execute.
Also, if you miss the Mando, which Ella was pushing a little bit, she does make it, and that's a great shot. But if you miss it, it's a re-tee.
Brutal.
Crazy.
Absolutely brutal.
Ella in a similar spot as she was yesterday when she attacked for birdie, and it's right about where Katrina landed also.
But 738 feet, and we're throwing more of a straight shot. We're not really advancing down the fairway very much.
Oh, no. Can't tell what happened. It looks like she was... Oh, no. Provisional. Okay, so just in case she missed it, there's obviously a line drawn out next to that tree. So if she cross that line at all, then this shot will count.
But yeah, so at 730,
Oh, no, Rebecca.
didn't quite cross the line.
It just looked like she didn't take her time on that one. Just chucking a pitch up, and now she's really pinched. Oof.
Ooh, but sends it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good recovery.
Settle. Okay. Wow. That's so good. So Kristin getting through the gap, low straight. This is a really slopey angle that she's running up on, making it look easy. It's very difficult. Getting some really good distance.
Lumpy and
Slopey.
very slopey. Yes.
Yeah. And
Technical term.
Slippery as well. It's like dry grass. So Kristin was probably left with about 600, maybe 550 to the basket. Catrina looking about the same. She finds herself right under that fairway tree.
And Catrina, one of our farther throwers in the game. Ella, from this spot yesterday, got close enough to get a birdie putt. Was she in the circle for the birdie putt, or was it a stepper?
I think it was a stepper.
Okay.
I don't quite remember.
It was close. Not able to get all the way there today.
But closer than everybody that I've witnessed.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I don't know if you can't tell. Neither of us love this change. We love the tee pad.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I think if you just take away the Mando and let us go right of the tree, it'd be a decent hole.
Yeah, you could definitely bite off a little more, but still a hard hole because it is very long.
Kristin a little low on her chip shot, but it actually gets some great ground play. She laughs a little bit.
All according to plan.
Yeah. Cool skip shot, right, guys?
Catrina has to take a knee at this low ceiling going uphill.
That looked like a run.
That was a really pretty little floaty shot. This played is the fourth most difficult hole. No birdies. Not surprising.
Rebecca, really long bogey look. She's just laying up.
57% of the field parring, 43 taking a bogey or worse. Slightly worse than yesterday, but the wind definitely made it play more difficult.
Ella pitching up just outside the bullseye for a par. Kristin keeping that bogey-free streak alive. She was bogey-free yesterday until hole 18, so we'll see if she can do it today.
A nice par from Ella, making this hole look easier.
Look reasonable, we'll say. Rebecca showing us the teeth of the hole. That mandatory is brutal.
Through hole 15, we have still a tie for the lead.
Been tied for a minute.
Yep, Cat Merch still holding on to that third place position. Haley King crawling up into fourth. Hole 16 at 310 feet. This is one you really want to get on the back. It's very straightforward. No out of bounds you have to worry about. We did have a ripping headwind though, and it's a tough green to putt on because of being perched on this little hill. Rollaways are imminent. Lots of putts feel like a death putt. And that one guardian tree, those branches can somehow always get in your way.
Yeah, they can somehow always do. Kristin with a pretty solid line. It looks like she's like stabling up a little bit to deal with the wind. She's going to be pin high, but pretty far left. Pretty risky if I doubt she's going to putt that. That was a Fortress, so very stable. I think 10-speed disc.
Yeah, sometimes the wind gusts on this hole, when my card went through, were like 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Yeah. It got very crazy.
Definitely. I like this wide play from Catrina. I think it's probably the best way to get there and manage the hillside, in the wind anyway.
Ella, a little bit lower than normal, going under the wind. Classic.
Classic under the wind.
And I like that spot so much. I think landing a little deep side makes putting a little less scary.
Yeah, everything's out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Uphill.
Rebecca with a solid line. This is a prototype honor, and it looks like she's...
An honor?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Me neither, near the bullseye.
course she's running it.
Yeah, she would run it and almost make it.
Just a little low on the cage. I feel like her putt isn't affected by wind. Like or maybe she's just, it's so spinny.
Slices right through.
Yeah.
Yes, Ella.
Great birdie.
She looked very relaxed in that putt.
She did. Confident. Only 24% of the field getting this one.
Ooh,
oh my God.
Rebecca.
I was about to come through the screen if that didn't stick.
It'd be terrifying.
Yeah, yesterday in no wind, 34% of the field got it. That wind made it play. Tough.
Would you have like ring hair when you came through the screen?
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be really scary.
I'd be coming only for that basket. I'll show you a ring.
Oh, man. Rebecca looking at it.
Her reaction.
You stay in there. And Rebecca, I mean, rough round, but like you said, a lot of mental fortitude today.
Yep, you got to just push through, learn what you can.
Yeah. Hole 17, I like this hole. I think it keeps you honest. It's a straight tunnel shot, 243 feet. There is OB on the left side, so if you do hit a right side tree, you can get some mean kicks and find yourself over there. And the OB does wrap very tightly around the back, so it can make for some putting difficulties. If you end up pin high left, there's a lot of branches that get in the way on this elevated pin. More of a like right to left wind when I came through.
It's funny because Kale is pretty adamant about he does not like artificial or lined OB. Mm-hmm. And so to see it all on this hole just is, I don't understand. It's so much. But when you throw shots like this, I guess you don't have to worry about it.
Real honest shots.
Yeah, really, really nice oh my gosh. Change from yesterday when she went left side and had a hard time with putting.
Rebecca squeaking through all those branches. I think she dropped just short of the circle. Stand still. You don't see this a lot. Ooh, that is a rare mistake from Kristin.
Yeah, kind of lined up funny. Well, she's really good at these forehand flex shots.
It's like the most I've ever seen her miss a shot by off a tee, I think.
Yeah, maybe standstill isn't the way.
I slipped on the tee pad in practice, so I don't know if that's a factor.
Yeah, some of these turf tee pads are
just when they get dirty.
Yep.
Or like too much, whatever.
They're a little worn down too. This place is very well loved. Yes.
Sorry if that was loud, but I was excited for Rebecca.
God, that's awesome.
2 birdies in a row.
And she made 2 circle 2 putts.
And look at those shoulder muscles. I know that she can do 5 pull-ups also, everyone. I asked.
Gosh. Man, so close to bogey free,
So
Kristin.
close.
Wow.
Squeaking under the branches.
Yep, and look at that crosswind. That's a scary putt.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina doesn't have to think too much on the putt. What a great drive.
And significant lead change after being tied for a hot minute there. Now 3 strokes separating Catrina from Kristin.
Just in one hole.
Nuts. Cap Merch solo third. 1 more to go.
Hole 18, 942, plays like 2,000. Pretty ripping headwind off the tee pad. Just want to hyzer something inbounds. You can see all the tall grass is out of bounds. Your second shot, you land somewhere in here, ideally not in the sand. Right or left side works. They really shortened up the OB because of where the bleachers are. So it's a little bit more difficult. You have to be a lot more aggressive on your second shot to feel comfortable going for it on your third shot. There's a little bunker short of the basket. It's not out of bounds. It's just a pain in the butt. This played as the most difficult hole. Another regular old round ruiner.
Yeah, kind of mostly left to right wind when I came through. Kind of head as well.
Yeah, I got super head as the day went on.
Okay. Catrina.
But it was swirly. It stayed swirling.
Catrina really left, but great distance.
In years past, I feel like we've seen more people get aggressive on this tee shot and like kind of flex stuff. But this year, it seems like everyone's in agreement that the bailout play left is what is the best play.
Yeah, and then go big on the second.
Yeah, like why get silly off the tee here? Rebecca's sawing it off way more than you want to, though. She's going to have a hard time getting close enough to even get over on her third, although she does crush. We'll see what she does.
Just not silly enough off the tee, though. Kristin with a Fusion Raider. Nice and stable in the wind.
I mean, everyone's going way over.
Yeah, I mean, it was a significant wind. Like, you wanted to make sure you were across. That drop zone sucks. Rebecca just trying to go as big as possible, at least get to the bunkers. Going right side.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, great shot.
Wow.
It's still very far, though, from there. It's like 350 just to get to the short side of the OB.
That's exactly probably how far it is from there.
Yeah, that's where I landed, and it's far.
It's far. And blind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're throwing just kind of over the crest of the hill.
What a crush by Rebecca. I'm so blown away that she got all the way there after sawing it off so hard off the tee. That's every bit of 400 plus feet.
It's probably all the pull-ups and horseback riding she's doing.
Kristin just pitching a hyzer. Doesn't look like she really cares too much about whether it lands in the sand.
Yeah, Paige didn't care either yesterday. They just made it look easy. I mean, if you can throw a mid-range from in there and don't need a ton of power, I guess why not?
Yeah.
But a lot of women needing to throw often a full, like, max distance driver.
Ella, under the trees on the left, you can still work a hyzer from there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit sharper, and you can't see the basket.
Yeah, just a bit scarier. Rebecca's sending it.
Green light.
Good looking shot. I think she's in the bunker.
Not a bad place to be. It's an uphill putt from there.
Breathes a little sigh of relief. You're happy to be across. Even if you don't have a putt, a par's great here.
Yeah, as the most difficult hole of the day, 49% of the field taking a bogey or worst.
Oh, Catrina cresting that little hill and bunker and getting just outside the circle. Gorgeous.
It's crazy. Like 20% took a bogey, 20 took a double, and like about 5 or 10 took a triple. Like this hole played so hard today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it showed me its teeth. So many teeth. Ella across in the bunker as well. She's going to have a birdie putt.
Look at that headwind.
Looks like her St. Pro. Nice and straight. In the bunker.
Yeah. A little short. Kind of surprising with how wide open it was. Not a bad place to putt from, like we said earlier.
Yep, still a pretty solid headwind, though. Ooh, floated in. Yeah. Yes. Ella finishing with a turkey. I can't wait to see this thing.
Wow.
What great touch.
Her step putt is deadly. What a great finish. A little bit of a rough start.
Is that 3 down on the day for Ella? And she finished with a turkey? Maybe it's 4 down. What's math? Kristin.
I don't know. I'm a goose.
Coming up short on her birdie bid. I don't know. I'm a goose. Rebecca to finish with her own turkey. Whoa.
And par is good here, 45% of the field. There were only 3 birdies. We saw one of them with Ella Hansen.
Catrina for hers and her own turkey. Low.
Holland Hanley and Stacy Ronsley were the other 2 birdie fours on this very difficult hole 18.
And we did it.
We made it. It does feel that way out here on the course as well. Like you're...
Literally on 18, you give fist bumps. You're like, we made it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Hole 17 kind of doesn't feel real because you're just like preparing. Your stomach is barking. You're so hungry. You've been in the sun.
Yeah,
for
it's a hike out there.
Yeah. Rebecca, fortunately, with a lot of colors on the scorecard, rough day, but it happens to the best of us on lead card. Kristin and Catrina still battling out for the lead, even with that crazy switch up on hole 17. Kat Murch and Ella Hansen going to round out our lead card tomorrow.
Kristin Tattar with the hot round at 7 down. Katrina and Kat with 6s, and Ella staying on the lead card. Get to see her 3 days in a row.
Heck yeah, we do. And to be in the top 10, everyone's shooting under par. It's crazy how that top 10 just separates themselves, especially on a course like this. That distance is a massive advantage. Everyone else around the even par range. That wind definitely made the course play a little more difficult today for the lower half of the field. We have one more day. It's supposed to be sunny. It's going to be hotter. I don't know what the wind's doing, but hopefully she'll settle down a little bit.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. But hope you guys enjoyed round 2. We got one more round to go. Let's wrap this up. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.